It's me again. Well, first off, I'm on our attire. Like I said, this is one of those things where we're going to be talking. We're not here for fashion or show, but we're here to support. We're here to talk. And today I want to discuss about young marriage. First off, I want to say I'm at the age of 25.
I'm at the age of 22.
All right, and we're here today basically to discuss the how important it is for young marriage. And a lot of people we came across will always come to us and be like, "You married? How old are you?" And I'm like, "I'm 25," and he'll say his age, and we'll be like, they'll say, "Well, what made you get married so young when you still got so much life to live?" So these are some of the questions that we're going to be going over, all the questions that people may want to ask that we're here to support and say to you guys. So the first question will be, how'd you guys meet? Well, how I met him was I was working at McDonald's, and I always had a little eye on him when he would come in, and it was just something different about him, and I never paid no attention until one day my boss told me that I was going to be training someone. And when I went and seen who he was, I kind of like startled, like, oh my God, that's the guy I was looking at, but I didn't, as a female, I'm not going to, so I kind of played everything off surely, but and long story short, we began to talk, and we started exchanging numbers, and after that, the rest is history. We're together. The first question is...
And I was better than that at McDonald's, too.
Here we go.
Go ahead, knock yourself out.
I want to say, me personally, I feel like when you get to know who your spouse is, and you see the chemistry, you see that this person has your back, you see that this person wants nothing but the best for you, and you are striving to greatness, and they're willing to follow the same path as you, like the same things you do, willing to compromise to make things better. Very good communication skills. It was so much about him that every time when we first met, we never left each other. So it was that spark, it was that feeling that I felt in my heart, like, you're worth marrying, you're worth fighting for, you're worth everything that this world comes with. You're worth allowing me to have that with you together, so that way we can, make it. What's yours?
What made you get married so young?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can say what made me get married so young was I was a young dude living in the East Side, growing up with my friends, going out with my friends, just getting into negativity and trouble, messing with different females, and just growing up, being spoiled, having everything, make females look at you like, oh yeah, he got money, he got this, he got that, to where they want to say, you know what, another dude may want what you got, and it's easier for that female just to lead you the wrong way to set you up. So I came through a couple of occasions where I was put in a negative situation, to where when I met her, and she had stuff going on, her own house, her own everything, and I started coming in, she welcomed me in, and I got very comfortable with her, and then when I seen she was really about her business, I started catching a lot of feelings for her and realized me hanging in the streets with my boys and getting into trouble wasn't where it was at. And she had a child, so that made me become more of a man, more responsibilities when I got serious with her, to where it just made me break off from what I was doing before into coming into her house and being a man to her and looking at her child as if he was my own child. And as time got deeper and deeper, we became more into it, more of a family, and that's where we lead up to where we at right now.
Previous relationships, I want to say all of my previous relationships were nothing compared to this. Me and him had chemistry that I can't even describe the significance, the fun, the joy that I had with him, and the excitement. Every time he would leave, I would text him right away, like, what are you doing right now? I really get later on. Like, and if I didn't do it, he would do it. And to the point where we never wanted to leave each other's side. And I would get off at 11 o'clock at night and be like, well, what you doing tonight? Or by the time I get home, he'd be like, well, what you doing tonight? So it was just one of those chemistries that we just knew, like, it's something about, like, you, and he felt something about me, that the dynamic was so strong and so tight that it made us just say, you know what, let's go a step further.
What made me realize that she was the one, it's just like multiple things came our way to where it brightened up my eyes seeing her. And then she was around for me when I always had money, always got money. She was around for me. And then one time I got hurt and was out of work for a year and didn't have nothing. She stuck around with me. She held the household down. She did what she had to do as a lady. She didn't run and say, oh, you don't got money now, so I'm out of here. To where got back into work, was able to get my hustle back on and pick the family back up, and she still was around through it all. So that's when I realized that's just one person that you can't leave. She stuck around through the bad, through the good. That's somebody that you really just got to keep around if you're still in the wrong direction, and just always positive, keep you motivated. Times I was down, stressed out about not having work, not having money. I'm used to working, used to having money, and just being down, she was always there for me, to where I knew I had to keep her around for always through the good and through the bad.
Basically asking, by you guys being so young, is there a difference between the age now and the ages from like 40, people that get married at 40 years old? I do believe that there is a slight difference because we're still growing to know who we are as people. Like I said, I'm 25, he's 22. There's certain things that we're growing together, and sometimes we have our differences and things like that. We have to sit down and communicate how we are feeling. If not, we will be hayride all over the place. But it's the best thing I like about it is that we're learning each other. We're growing together, and we're basically seeing ourselves for who we truly are without judging each other. We're actually walking things out and supporting each other and encouraging each other and letting each other know our differences and what we do and don't like, and it just continues the process.
I mean, I don't feel like age means anything, because I mean, coming up, your great grandparents and everything, age wasn't nothing. I mean, your grandparents, your grandmother could be 60, your grandfather could be 89. You know, age back then didn't mean nothing, so why should we stop and just judge an age by the numbers? And me personally, I look at myself like as if I'm older, because my age group nowadays is just all messed up. They are either dead, in jail, or drugged up and not the same. It's the dude I went to school with. Same age, flyest dude in school, all the J's, all the jewelry. Now I see him, he just drugged up. He don't know who nobody is. He just lost to the world. So it's like me, age is nothing to me, because my age bracket is just so wicked and messed up. For me to be out the box from them, make me just so age is just, you don't want to stick in your age group pretty much. You want to just explore the world and try to get out of that age group, not stay in that age group, partying, getting into trouble, and that stuff is all left behind.
For example, a lot of people I've heard, well, I'm not getting married because my mother and father ain't make it, and my mother and father was the best couple you could never have, you could never see. You know what I mean? And then that's when it dictates your future. Your future does not have nothing to do with your mom or dad. At the end of the day, you are who you are. They raised you, so that should either mean you don't take after what they did. I mean, you take on the good, but you don't take after what they did. And I feel like if I was to go by what my mother and my father, which were together for 13 years and got a divorce, I wouldn't have him. I would have been bitter like my mom or my dad, and I would have been living the life or that curse that they had put on this. You shouldn't get married because A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but that's not what life had for me. So you are to always take a step out of it and ask yourself, am I a wife? Can I see myself being a wife? What comes with the territory of being a wife? And if you feel like you meet those boundaries and you find that man that's there to support you, who you are and who you will become, then there shouldn't be a problem with you being married at a young age, if you know for a fact that person is there to support, to be there for you through the good and through the bad, who's gonna pick you up when you fall. Why not get married? If y'all doing everything to build up to marriage, why not put a ring on it so that way y'all can seal it together?
I feel like young people should, marriage is not for some people. You understand stuff happens, but it's relationships I see that's together for 4 or 5 years and then have a kid and it just break apart. It's like it's too many babies being made, parents not sticking together, trying to make it happen, either because that dude still living in this world or that girl is still living in this world. If y'all can be together for that long and have a child together, why not keep pushing? Why not give that child something to talk about going to school? My parents was married, was together. If you're not happy, then you're just not happy. You just get out of it. But if you is happy, there's no reason for you not to get married. And I blame a lot on a lot of these dudes being stuck in their way. Sometimes you gotta just swallow the bullet and do what you feel is best. Don't do it because my man's gonna say I'm soft for a punk for doing it. It's about what you want to do. If you feel like that girl was right for you, you better hang on to her for another dude grab her, because that happens a lot.
Yes, every relationship has ups and downs. If I was to say no, I'll be lying. The way we deal with them, honestly, is communication. If we don't communicate, I'll probably be a wreck, and he'll probably be a wreck, or there will be a build up and cause more than what it actually was instead of just talking about it. One thing I will give to him is that he will not let me leave. He will not let me get away until we get to the bottom of it. So me as a person, I can be stubborn to where sometimes I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. You know how us women are. I don't want to talk about it. I don't have nothing to say. I'll talk to you later about it. I don't want to talk to you right now. And he like, no. We gonna talk right now. And it's like, but I'm not ready. But he like, I don't care. We're gonna get to the bottom of this right now. Whatever I did, let's squash it. Let's get to the bottom of it as adults and let's move forward. And that's one thing I can say I truly love about him, because I have certain things to work on. That's what he said earlier about how, you guys can pick a balance where through the good and through the bad, somebody got to be the bigger person. And I believe in that area of arguments, he's the bigger person because he doesn't want that stuff to linger and start replenishing and start building up more than what it really was nothing. But he actually breaks it down and just say, listen, we're going to talk right now. I don't care if you're at work. I don't care if you are whatever the case may be. And he breaks it down and we talk. Somehow he gets it out of me. He does what he do and he gets it out. So that's one thing I will say is communication.
What you say about that one? Do we have ups and downs? Yes, we do.
Question? There will always be temptation. You can be 75 years old, you can be 80 years old. There's always going to be temptation. But the difference between single and marriage is you got to learn how to turn it down. You know your strengths, you know your weaknesses. So areas that you are weak at, you need to be a lot more stronger to accommodate. You have to be willing to tell yourself you are married and ask yourself, is that thing, whatever it is that's causing you the temptation, is that worth your marriage that you worked hard for and things like that? Is it worth losing? Is it worth just that one moment? So to answer that question, yes, there is temptation, but you have to also remember that marriage is definitely an important factor. It's not no game. It's not a toy. It's serious, and it's a covenant between you and God and your husband or your wife. So you definitely want to cherish that, and you definitely want to continue to block every temptation that tries to come your way, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all.
Pretty much what you just said, same thing. There is temptation. Yeah, just block it, the temptation will always be there no matter what. There's gonna always be a girl walking by with a big booty. A girl walking out with the booty's out. That's just the world that we live in, so it's gonna be there. But it's just up to you to walk away and go the opposite way. It's gonna be dudes running around with basketball shorts on, no shirts, and trying to flirt with you. You just gotta know what's right and what's wrong. It's just really only up to you.
Know who you're marrying. Ask yourself, is he or she truly the one? Because you got us to remember, that person you about to be with is for the rest of your life. Your mindset is never on divorce, because there's no point in marriage if you're going to be thinking about divorce. Some people think it's just a paper, but it's a covenant. If you want it, you're going to go get it. You're going to stick with it through the good, through the bad, and the words that you're saying when getting married. It says, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, to honor and to obey. All of these things reminding you that even if times get tough, can you still pull through? Because everybody that date the very first time, that's honeymoon stage. Everything is cute. You look cute. You want your hair to look nice. You want to be popping. You want to make sure everything is perfect and good just for that person. But when honeymoon stage is over with, could you stick with that person? Can you look at them eye to eye and say, I'm willing to rock with you till the wheels fall off and till the day we die? Can you say that? And that's the first thing you really want to ask yourself out of all honesty. Can I really see myself being with you for the rest of my life? That's what I will give to you as an encouragement to ask yourself before stepping into this big situation.
One thing I can say about marriage is when you are married, that's something between you and your wife or you and your husband. Whatever, the way you treat your relationship is not like you treat your marriage. During your relationship, you can always have that one person that got your back, that's there to hear you when you're going through this, going through that. When you married, one thing I can say is it's about you and her or you and him. It's not about you, him, and your friend. It's about y'all two. Whatever happens between y'all two, y'all need to fix that between y'all two, not go off of somebody else's advice. Because somebody else's advice, they may be going off of them and their boyfriend or them and their little boo or whatever the case is. Because your marriage is about y'all two is together forever. It's like, just because it's easy to sign paper and get a divorce, it's not easy. That's not what you worked for. That's not what you fought for. It's something that you want forever. So it's like when you go off of, you know what, bruh, she did this or that. Man, bruh, screw her, bruh. Leave her, man. Go get you a little shorty out on the street, dude. She ain't that serious. Now you're going off of him. Now look at you, you just made matters worse. Versus if you go off of, let me just talk to her and figure out how we can fix this and work it out and go through a little downfall for those couple of days and then back to normal. Versus screwing something up that's gonna last on you forever. So it's like one of those things you need to leave other people out of your relationship. You need to eliminate that sister or that brother that you love talking to, or that best friend, or that parent. It's like, because they're going to go off of either their previous relationship or they're going to go off of what they would do with their boyfriend. It's easy to kick a boyfriend to the side or a girlfriend to the side. That's easy, but your husband, you can't. So if you go off of what they say, that's going to ruin your whole marriage or your whole relationship just because of how they can treat their boyfriend. So one thing I can say is leave other people outside of your relationship, because at the end of the day, that's who you love, that's who you're making love to, that's who gonna be there for the rest of your life with you, that's who's gonna be there through it all with you, and it's like, you never know, that person you get advice from may be, at the end of the day, somebody that shouldn't have ever been in your life, and they may run that person right out your life. So you gotta be careful with that. good to go.
So I hope that this definitely helped you guys. We will be doing more in the nearest future, but I want to just get very little out, and I want to basically encourage you guys that we young right now. We doing what we gotta do. We were striving, we working 2 full-time jobs. Not 2 full-time, we have full-time jobs, and we have 2 children. And like I said, I'm 25, he's 22. So marriage is definitely still existing. Marriage is still here. And value your body, value your tempo, value everything. And just know that it's not always easy. No, it's not. And if y'all been together for so long, why not put a ring on it and seal it? But you have to ask yourself, is this person worth fighting for? Is this person worth the good and the bad? So, thanks guys. Comment below. Let me know what you think.